Chilling encounters with the shadow people. Most people laugh when I bring it up. Sleep paralysis, they say, or your imagination's running wild. But what I've seen, what I still see, has nothing to do with imagination. It began with a dream. At least, I thought it was. I woke in the middle of the night, every muscle locked, like my body had turned to stone. My eyes were the only thing that moved, darting toward the clock on my nightstand. 3:17 a.m. The air in the room felt heavy, pressing into me, thick enough to choke on. That's when I noticed the figure at the foot of my bed. It wasn't shaped like a person, not really. It was too tall, too thin, and so dark that it seemed to drink the light around it. My chest tightened, its head cocked to one side, and though I couldn't see its eyes, I felt them boring into me. Watching. I blinked, and the figure was gone. By morning, I laughed it off. A nightmare, I told myself. Stress, too much caffeine before bed. But that night, at exactly the same time, I woke again, pinned to the mattress. Only this time, the shadow was closer, leaning over me. Its featureless face hovered inches from mine. The air turned frigid, my breath clouding in the dark. My heart thundered against my ribs, and then, just as suddenly, it vanished. I told myself not to think about it. Don't feed it, don't acknowledge it. But the more I tried to push it away, the stronger it became. By the third night, I wasn't alone. There were 3 of them. I woke to silence so complete it rang in my ears. At the edge of my vision, figures crowded the corners of my room, perfectly still, perfectly dark. They didn't move, but their presence was crushing, suffocating. I fought to scream, but no sound came. My body refused to obey me. All I could do was lie there and feel the weight of their attention, like ants crawling beneath my skin. When the clock struck 3:18, they melted back into the shadows. But I didn't sleep again. The nights that followed were worse. They weren't confined to my bedroom anymore. One evening, brushing my teeth, the bathroom light flickered. I raised my eyes to the mirror, and there they were. 3 tall silhouettes lined against the far wall. I froze, toothbrush halfway to my mouth. They didn't move, didn't blink, just watched. I spun around, empty bathroom. I turned back to the mirror. They were closer. The light flickered again, and they were gone. After that, the encounters multiplied. I'd see them crossing the street when I walked home late at night. Dark, elongated figures moving just beyond the glow of the street lamps, keeping pace with me, always at the edge of vision. I'd catch their reflections in store windows, watching from angles that didn't make sense. Sometimes, I'd see one crouched in the corner of my living room, only for it to vanish when I blinked. And the worst part, I started to feel them. Not just the cold, not just the weight, but fingers, icy, invisible fingers brushing against my arms in the dark, tugging at my sheets, pressing lightly against my throat while I slept. Every morning I woke weaker, drained, as if they were taking something from me. I bought cameras, set them up in every room. For nights, nothing appeared, just empty footage of me thrashing in bed. Then one morning I scrolled through the playback and froze. At 3:17 a.m., the feed from my bedroom showed a shape forming in the corner, a ripple in the air, like heat rising off asphalt. Slowly, it solidified into one of them, tall, still, staring directly at the lens. And then, static. When the image returned, the camera was on the floor. That was last week. Now, they don't wait for nightfall. I see them in broad daylight, standing silently in crowds, blending in with shadows that shouldn't exist. At work, in the grocery store, behind me when I drive, their reflection flickering in the rearview mirror. And they know I'm telling you this. As I type, the lights in my room keep dimming. My phone screen brightens, then darkens again, like something is interfering. I can feel the cold pressing in. My breath fogs the glass. The hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. I know if I look to the corner right now, I'll see them. I know if I stop typing, they'll take me. So if you're reading this, please, don't look too long into the shadows tonight. Don't stare at the dark corners of your room, because once you notice them, once you acknowledge them, they notice you too, and they never let go.